Right, guys, so for our paddock grazing, we're going looking at today is one of our rotational systems that is implemented on farms around the country, around the world. So paddock grazing involves dividing the land into 20 to 30 paddocks of equal size. Livestock graze down one paddock and are moved to a new paddock each day. So your paddocks are of equal size. The number of livestock you have in each paddock are going to graze that paddock down fully, and they're moved on to a new paddock each day. Okay, so you have 20 to 30 paddocks. Now, it doesn't have to be that, but in a paddock grazing system, typically when you have a roadway involved, you're going to have 20 to 30 paddocks. They're all going to be of equal size. You're going to have your same number of cattle moving from one paddock to the next paddock when they're fully grazed down. Okay, so you're getting the most use out of your grass. You're getting high levels of grass utilisation. With all rotational systems, like your paddock grazing, your strip grazing, your block grazing, livestock will not return to the first paddock for 3 weeks. Okay, so that is why, the reason for that is that grass has time to recover and regrow. Okay, grass has a growth cycle of 21 days. So, for example, here, paddock 3 here that these two cows have grazed down, this will be ready in 3 weeks or 21 days. Okay, so you need to have the correct number of cattle that is going to graze down your paddocks and won't return to the original paddock for 21 days. So typically here we have 14 paddocks here. If you want to return to the first paddock after 21 days, typically you're going to need each paddock to last your cattle 1.5 or 1.5 days. Fertilizer is applied to each paddock as the herd has been moved on. Okay, so when you're talking about fertilizer, I'd always try and give an example. Okay, just to try and get any few extra marks, so such as your 18, 6, 12, your 10, 10, 20. Okay, and then for maybe anyone that mightn't just know, we'll come up here, and that means your NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. So 10, 10, 20 is 10% nitrogen, 10% phosphorus, 20% potassium. Okay. Looking at our advantages and our disadvantages of our paddock grazing. What is an advantage of paddock grazing? An advantage of paddock grazing is that we have fresh, highly digestible leafy grass available every day. So fresh, highly digestible leafy grass available every day for grazing. Okay, so again, with all these, I'd suggest putting in that you have high productivity, high palatability. So palatability is all about your taste of the grass. If the grass is going to taste well, the cows are going to eat more of it. And lastly is D, is high digestibility. Okay, so the more digestible the grass is, the more live weight gain your cattle or your sheep are going to have. Moving on there, so if you have highly digestible fresh leafy grass, you're going to have no waste. Okay, so that is optimizing your grass utilization. Okay, getting the best use out of your land, optimizing grass utilization. Excess grass can be saved as silage, and as I mentioned already, we have good grass utilization. So any excess grass that your cattle aren't going to be able to eat, if the growth of grass is faster than what the number of livestock you have in the paddock, that means that you could save the excess grass as silage for winter fodder. Or what else you could do is, rather than maybe saving it, you could just add more livestock to your paddock grazing system. Your disadvantages for your paddock grazing system is going to be that it's expensive to set up. So expensive to set up due to the roadways. You're going to have a lot of fencing, all your water troughs. All this is going to cost money and increase or reduce the farmer's profit. Okay, again, it is expensive to set up initially, but in the long run, hopefully you're going to see live weight gains of 1 to 1.5 kilos a day, rather than in comparison to your set stocking where it's going to be a lot lower. Okay. It can be difficult to cut silage if your paddocks are too small. So just going back here, like it's going to be an awful lot easier for a farmer to cut silage if you have a big massive field 7 or 8 paddocks long, rather than trying to get your tractor in this gate, come around, drive around. It's not going to be easy to operate machinery in such small paddocks. And then it's going to be labour intensive because you're moving your livestock every day. So moving livestock every day. Okay, so hopefully that covers paddock grazing. And if anyone has any suggestions or questions for further videos that they want, please leave them in the comments or DM me.